Motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approved. Motion carries. This is our annual meeting. Please recall, the first order of business will be to nominate and vote upon officers. After that, I'll give everybody an opportunity. The chairperson will give everybody an opportunity to discuss any changes to the guidelines and rules of procedure. So for that purpose, what is your pleasure relative to the officers?
I nominate Tom Bridenstine as chair and Tom Kerr as vice chair,
I
if
second
they're
it.
willing to serve.
I second it.
Did you want to include the secretary's position in the motion?
Oh, Rebecca Terrell as secretary.
Well, we need a member of the commission as a member of the,
Oh,
as an
well,
officer.
that would be,
Yeah.
Ms. Cooper,
yes.
is that part of your motion?
Yes, it is.
Leslie, is that a part of your
Get this
second as
done.
well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Well, can I second if I'm in it?
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
can I second?
Absolutely. Members of the commission, any further discussion on the officers? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations, everyone. Any member of the commission wish to discuss any revisions to the guidelines or the rules of procedure? And again, as I say every year at this time, it's not our only time of the year that we can modify our guidelines or our rules of procedure. It's just a requirement of our operating rules that we at least revisit these two issues once a year at our annual meeting. Seeing none, let's proceed to our ends of business. Slight change on the agenda by my prerogative. I'm going to move the application of Dr. Richard Keys, number 7 on the agenda, to number 1. For that purpose, I'll call Mr. Keys. Or Dr. Keys, do you have anything you want to say? We've all had an opportunity to review your application. Seems to be, I think it's complete, but if you want to say anything, you can. If you don't, we'll go from there.
I thought it looked very appropriate. And if we're ready for a motion, I'd be willing to make the motion.
Real quick question, Doctor. Those are in the back or the side of the house? You really can't see these?
Front end side.
Front of the house? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can picture it now. It's just your house. The way your house is situated, you really don't. Right.
I move to approve as submitted.
Bob, do you want to second that?
Sure, I'll second.
Any further discussion, members of the commission?
Steal my thunder.
Anyone in the audience wish to address this application? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, doctor. Stick around, you'll see, you can't see nothing yet. All right, back to our agenda as published. The request of Lisa Malblanc, 805 Congress for a fence. Oh, there you are. Again, you've been here before, I think. If you can say as little or as much as you want, we'll take it from there.
Could she come up to the,
Would you mind? We really can't hear you. And we're recording this as well. Just speak to the microphone, yeah.
Onto theirs. And so if that makes sense, and Eads fence came earlier than expected, so. Kind of already.
I didn't see the last page on the application here. Is this the one that there's a garage, is that a house and a garage behind another house?
Yes, so
Down
we
along the
have,
driveway?
we have like a pool house, I guess you could call it, very small. And then we have our garage. And so the
Okay.
fence went behind our
Got
garage,
it.
then up the side.
Okay, you answered what I needed. Thank you.
Okay.
Members of the commission, questions, comments, motions?
Move to approve as submitted.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Anyone in the audience here to address this application? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am. All right, moving right along. The request of James and Gwen O'Leary for a pool at 20 Wood Avenue. This is a request for a conditional use permit for the pool itself. Ms. O'Leary?
Yes.
Welcome back. Well, you haven't been here before. You were with the other board, my other board.
Yep.
Well, you've not been here before this board. When you were before the Board of Zoning Appeals, that was to give you permission to put the pool in essentially your side yard.
Right.
Today, we're here to determine whether it's appropriate for this pool to be built, regardless of where it's going to be built, because that's already been established. So you're welcome to say as much or as little as you want in support of your application. We've all had an opportunity to review that.
Okay.
And after that, we'll take it from there.
Okay. I mean, I don't really have anything to say. You, I don't know if you have this packet.
We do, and we've all reviewed it as well.
Okay.
I just had one question. Is this dash line on the drawing, does that indicate where you're going to build a fence or a new fence?
No.
What is this? Does that just represent the side of the house?
That just represents the side.
Okay.
And there's already a fence on the whole property.
So that's the setback line?
That's parallel with the side of the house. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's already a privacy fence or something that blocks the pool view from Wood Avenue?
It's basically nothing but shrubbery and trees right here. And then there's kind of like a chain link or metal
Okay,
fence.
okay.
And then of course, there's
The big brick.
There's
big
brick
fence,
fence
okay.
that's-
Okay.
yeah.
That's,
But do you also have some fencing that's going to go around the pool?
We have planned to.
I think you need to.
So the property has existing fencing that would enclose the pool, the location in the yard where the pool is located. The condition of the building permit approval application is that all gates have self-closing and locking mechanisms installed on them. But fencing that encloses the pool from neighboring properties and the public street.
Does it enclose it all the way now?
It does.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah, and we will ensure that all of the gates have self-locking mechanisms on them.
You have a wooden gate on Congress,
Yes,
right?
mhm.
And it looks old
It is
and
old.
weathered. Will you be restoring that or painting it or,
We will be
Keeping it?
painting it
yeah,
and then also ensuring that that lock is self-closing
good.
as well. I think it'd be really hard to penetrate that, but just to be safe,
Good.
yes.
Good. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Is there anybody in the audience who wishes to address this application? Members of the commission, remember, this is a conditional use, so we're not the final deciding body. This will have to be our action is by way of a recommendation to the council. So your motion today would be recommend approval or denial of the application to council.
So moved.
Motion to recommend approval to the council made. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you.
David is on council's agenda for tonight? or-
It is. There's a resolution. I believe you and I discussed it. You're welcome to attend the council meeting. You're not going to be required to give any testimony or answer any questions necessarily. So there,
Do I have to attend or?
you don't have to. There's no requirement that you attend.
And that meeting's at 7, is that right, Dave?
It is.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to our next request. That is for the Glendale Lyceum at 865 Congress Avenue, new landing and stairs.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to recuse myself from this because I've been involved in the development of plans.
Very good, appreciate that. Sir,
We'd like to be able to make 2 revisions.
what's your name for the record, sir?
Bob Denny, sir.
All right.
We'd like to be able to make 2 revisions to the plans that are over here. One, the plans show a concrete dock. We'd like to be able to maybe make that composite or wood. And also to change the location of the stairs, the access stairs up to the dock from the south side to the west side. The west side more for safety. Now, do you want to take a look at these, Tom?
Yeah, I'm having a difficult time figuring out what the changes are.
So the west side would be the rear,
Correct.
so that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the west side faces the tennis courts, so that's an improvement.
These are inset stairs, so they're cut in, which they did it to be equal distance here. But it makes no sense because you really have to put a railing up, and this is less than 18 inches all the way around. So this way they don't have to put a railing up. If they just put it here, there's a walkway just to the side of it, so.
So these steps will be moved to,
Here, coming off
oh, just here.
like that.
Oh, this way, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's just simpler on this side.
Yes.
It gives you a longer landing.
Yeah.
So what would be composite?
A lot of feedback.
You're talking about instead of the concrete, this is concrete, right?
No, this is, well, if you look at it today, the original piece that was put in with just a little stoop, this was added 20 plus years ago. And so the question is this is really right about here, you're looking at. And so we're just extending it for two reasons. One, this extends the whole way of this dumpster. And then two, to get back to this door. Because right now you go in here and you turn, it's a little tiny hallway and you can't get equipment through it.
Okay, so the decking.
Yeah, right. This would be wood, consistent with what it's there to be, but it'll be new.
Okay,
Is that, what's the height of this fence?
It's four, it says 6 foot, or it's 4 foot. It will be 4 foot.
And this is 4 foot now?
Correct.
Just tall enough to screen the
Yeah.
the dumpsters, but not screen the building?
Correct.
Okay.
Was that a new card? At that point?
Excuse me?
42.
No, the fence is 4 foot. The height of the
The height
depth.
is under 18 inches.
Oh, that's less than, that's 18 inches less than 48, so it's 30 inches. Less than 18 inches.
It's like this height, same height here, right?
Yeah.
On that
Yeah.
picture.
This here is about 14, and in the back it's like 17.
And then you're also adding a new door.
Correct.
And is there new siding here? What's that?
Well, that's just brick. It's going to be replaced to.
So you go
There's a
straight into the
picture. There's
kitchen.
2 windows there,
Mhm.
and that new door goes in right here.
Okay, so just, that's new brick, I got you.
Yeah.
I know you're doing some interior changes, but these are like exterior changes?
Correct.
All right. Anyone else? Members of the commission?
I do have one other question that's come up. I think this is a Beth Sullenberger question over here.
oh,
There are two, you can see the top of one of them here. There are 2 old windows back here, very old windows, that are now actually partially below grade
yeah,
because they've been built up over time. Many years ago, they asked to put these into black glass block or change them, and it was refused. Now they're going to be totally covered up with this area, totally enclosed in, and we'd like to make some change there.
And they're
too.
rotted and they leak.
Yeah, they're wadded.
Well, they just collect leaves now.
Yeah.
On the inside, that's all you see is the
Yeah.
leaves and dead animals.
So we'd like to build them up with block to the height of the ground. And then preferably, I like to put glass block above, so it's not a security issue because it's in an area where you can't see. Even with our camera, we now have cameras up here and over here, and you can't see into that corner. But we understand the issues. And we'll just put a solid glass window in otherwise.
well, they will be partially visible
No.
after the.
No, when this,
fence.
when this is pushed all the way back, there was another can here when I took this, but when this is pushed all the way back, you won't see anything. Because that's tall enough, you see if that slides back.
The new enclosure will be around all that.
Yeah, and the enclosure's got to go all the way out to heat. The enclosure, because you have to have 2 feet behind, 2 feet between, and 2 feet in front. So the enclosure is actually, like that.
So I think it's going to be an improvement over what exists now, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's going to be a much neater appearance. And it's not on the front. And if they are not visible, then I guess I'm okay with it. With the glass block. Do you need ventilation in the basement? You can put a vent.
Yeah, there's actually, that is what you're saying there is a
Yeah,
vent right now.
yeah.
And we would relocate
Yeah,
that to a
so you
different
want to
location.
have a vent.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as glass block concerns, do we specifically call out, we do not allow a glass block in the windows?
I believe it is in the guidelines. I don't believe that there is a strict restriction in the zoning code.
In the ordinance itself?
Forbidding.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and if it were in the front, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
that,
And
I
there's
think that would be
plenty
a
of glass
different
block
issue than in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, people snuck it in,
Thank you.
like on next door.
I have a question. What about lighting on the dock area? Are you changing the lighting in the dock area?
There are two lights, one over each door, that are indicated in here somewhere.
But it's just down lighting, just to light
Yes,
the
it's
dock?
down lighting.
Okay.
We frankly haven't picked the fixtures yet, but,
Well, we just have to make sure it's not too intrusive for the neighbor as far as the lighting.
Correct.
I know the neighbor's just at the church, but we still have to be concerned about that.
where is it? It's not there. Actually, it's not.
You're over here.
No, we're
Here's
actually,
the-
yeah, yeah,
Ramp.
yeah. Nope. There's the two lights that are outside there. They don't have, oh, here they are. This is on here, on the outside.
Just locations, not
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear if you got approval for the glass block or not, but if we do get, well, nothing's been happening yet, but if you do get approval for the glass block, you don't have to start with concrete block first and then do glass block, because the glass block will not let water through. It can be like an aquarium. You can just do glass block all the way down. It'll
Okay.
save you some money and it's just simpler.
Okay. All right.
Any further questions for the applicant? Is there a motion? I heard 3 changes they wanted to make. That was moving the stairs to the western part of the landing. What else was there?
Changing from concrete to composite or wood. On
For the
the deck.
materials, right. The windows.
Right.
Glass
That's it.
block
That's the
windows.
3.
And then changing the privacy fence or the screen fence from 6 feet to 4 feet.
Correct. It was never intended to be 6 feet. That's just happened to be on the,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
David caught that.
All right. Well, I mean, the minutes should be clear in case somebody comes
Yeah.
out there and puts a 6-foot fence. Is there a motion with those conditions?
I'll move that we accept the plan as submitted with those 3 conditions, or 4, whatever
4.
it is.
You got 4, didn't you?
4 conditions.
Leslie's taking it. It's okay, 4.
Yeah.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Denny. Good job. Good night, sir. Moving on to the next request it's listed as BQ Concrete at 25 West Fountain. Is there somebody here to represent the application for this property?
Yes, sir.
And your name?
Jesse Henderson.
That's not it. Is it West Fountain? Yeah. Ooh, maybe that is it. David, do I have that application?
You should. Let me pull up.
Is it West Fountain or West Sharon?
West Sharon.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, it says West
on the
Fountain.
agenda.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Here it is. All right, you've seen how we operate. We've all had an opportunity to review the application. You can say as little or as much as you want, and we'll take it from there.
It's just a project to make it ADA acceptable to put arrangements, excuse me, because there's no ramp currently.
Is this a house or is this,
No, it's the Heritage Building, I think it's called.
what is, I don't know anything by that
Board
name.
of Ed? Is this the Board of Ed building?
Maybe, yes, ma'am.
What is it?
What is
And
it?
The
it's
old
on
Board of
the
Education
side.
building?
Yes.
It's on the side,
The back of the building.
on the back.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not going to be seen.
No, you can't see it. It's not visible from the
This is the
road.
Board of Education building?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, okay.
Do we
It's
know what
it's
it's
on the backside of the parking lot.
We didn't have any pictures.
So you might-
No.
Yeah, they're here.
Just
The pictures didn't, I couldn't recognize what it was from the
Yeah.
pictures.
That's why I couldn't,
So you
yeah, I
can't
didn't
see it from
recognize,
the
okay,
street.
now it makes
No,
sense.
the pictures are, he asked, the gentleman at the front office asked me to kind of send pictures of something that would be
Oh, so this is
somewhat close to what we had already
generic
done.
pictures.
Picture of the actual rear of the structure is not included.
No, he did not tell me to send those, or I would have.
Go ahead.
This is next to the parking lot, the building next to the parking lot of,
The restaurant.
Friendly Stop, right?
Right.
Yep.
That's the village lot.
Okay, it is the Board of Education building.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's on the backside?
Yes.
okay.
David,
And then
this drawing,
The ramp would run parallel to the building out to the blacktop.
David, this ramp, or maybe I'll address it to the applicant, it's, the drawing says it's a dwelling at 25 West Sharon. What, is this a dwelling building?
It's with the Board of Education building. This is what's here now in black, the one
Yeah.
that's currently there. So we're keeping with the same footprint. We're adding 3 foot, so when the door's open and someone is in a wheelchair, you can stand back and hold the door for them.
Mhm.
The steps will be re-poured, and then the ramp coming off to this side to the
Okay.
parking lot. This is the blacktop curve.
David, is this a dwelling of some sort?
No, it's a conditional use for a public school district in the residential zoning district. So it's not functioning as a dwelling. It's functioning as an office space. So I don't know if you just wrote dwelling on the plans,
Okay.
just to otherwise indicate the structure on the property.
So the school board still owns
Yes.
it? Okay.
So if it's a conditional use, do we have to recommend
I
council
get what you're
approval of
saying.
the additional use as well as approve the COA?
No, because the use is not changing, or they are
Oh,
not
it's
applying for a
it's
conditional use.
already a conditional use.
Yeah.
Okay. Duh. All right. Well, and before it was the Board of Ed, it was a church. It was never a dwelling. So anyway, I move approval.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. David, what is the zoning on this property?
It is in, let me double check, I believe it's in the C district for single family rent or rental. It might be on that border of D. I don't have my zoning
It's not
map
on
pulled up
here,
in
but-
front of me, so I can't tell you.
Okay.
The
Does it
parking lot-
indicate, it should be indicated on the
A district, okay. I see
A
now.
district,
Okay, but residential,
then it exists on the border between.
The
A
parking
and B.
lot is its own business though.
I think it is.
There's
yeah.
like 4 lots there, 4 little skinny lots, business
Okay.
lots there.
All right, well, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? Members of the commission, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. All right, moving right along, the request at 1100 Willow Avenue of Davis Standard or Stannard? Standard, all right. For a front walkway at 11 Willow. Good afternoon, I think it's afternoon.
Just wanted to say, first of all, that we moved here 8 months ago and we're very happy, and
Oh,
welcome
good.
from the community has been excellent. And I know people watch online, so I just want to give a special shout out to the Willow people. What are they called? The Willow people.
All right.
Anyway, so I don't know if you have any questions about this. It's just moving the existing walk. It's been there for a while. It's all kind of rickety and kind of coming apart. But we do like pavers, so we just want to move it about 2 feet to center it upon the stairway. So when you're looking at it from the sidewalk, right now the walkway is like kind of jammed up against the driveway. And we want to center it on the stairs and put pavers that are just like 9x9, like small concrete pavers to bookend it, because it's also kind of narrow. It's only this wide, the walkway. So we want to widen it too. That's it.
All right. Seems fairly straightforward. Members of the commission?
It looks fine to me. I'd make a motion to approve it. It's
I'll
totally
second it.
appropriate.
Motion and second. Any discussion, members of the commission? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Don't go far, you're next.
Okay.
Same
I was hoping for that.
New application, same applicant at 203 Coral for a fence. And once again, we've seen the application. If you would want to describe what you're proposing, and we'll go from there.
It's a 24 by 30 enclosed fenced area for a kitchen garden, vegetable garden. 4 foot tall, cross buckwood style.
Kitchen garden.
As you guys may be familiar with the property, I was in here with Russ Moody previously for the renovation of the barn. It has kind of a agrarian feel down there, you might sort of say. And so we're kind of going for like a little farmstead kind of feel. So that's it, basically.
So is that tree going to remain on the corner?
Yeah, we're not taking out any trees.
Okay.
No, yeah.
And what's the distance from Coral to the start of your fence? I didn't see any dimensions on there.
Okay, I didn't, it's definitely more than 5 feet. I didn't measure that out, but I think you're looking at something like 10 feet to the, if you look at the top right, you'll see the 5 foot measurement. And then if you,
Yeah, I saw
sorry.
that, but it doesn't give the dimension to Coral, it gives the dimension across.
You know, it depends on, I guess, how you're doing caddy corner from that very top corner.
From that
Or are
corner,
you going
it's gotta
straight
be-
out?
I guess it's more than 5 feet, right?
It's more than 5 feet for sure.
Yeah.
And I think actually, to be honest, that's to the lot line, which is also an additional, there's like some kind of 10-foot setback to the road. It's not, I know it looks like it's close to the road, but actually it feels quite back in the lot.
Good.
So this matches an existing fence next door, right? Or is this property, has the barn been reunited with the house?
Yes.
Okay, so this matches.
Well, we haven't reconsolidated the lots, but we own both
Yeah,
properties. Yeah.
okay, that's great. So this matches an existing fence, right?
No,
It doesn't?
we took that fence out.
Oh,
That fence doesn't exist anymore. You're talking about the dog run on the side of the
Oh, I
house?
didn't know you took it out.
Yeah.
Never should have.
It disappeared. I
Okay.
noticed it.
Okay,
I
so
noticed
But
it.
this is that style.
but it
Yeah.
matches what was there.
Yeah. Yeah, it does match what was there. That said, though, I think that the aesthetic concern around the previous fence was going over the land in an unusual way and kind of
It was-
attaching to the home in a
was not
slightly
good.
awkward manner.
It was a little awkward, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean to be overly negative. Whereas this would be a pretty self-contained little unit. There is no fencing. Across the street, there is that, I don't know the name of it, but that very.
Split rail.
Split rail, okay. Yeah, that's across the street, but that wouldn't suffice for a garden fence.
It would if you put, sorry, you want to go ahead?
I was just going to ask, are you going to put any wire mesh to keep animals out?
You could put a green wire mesh on the inside
Yeah,
and then
you
it
could
work out
make
great.
that
It
suffice.
would look good.
Yeah,
It would actually look better that way because it would balance, with what's across the street. And I think it would be a better look for that area.
okay.
And it keeps the critters out.
We are planning to put mesh in there regardless, yeah. But having something up against the bottom, I guess, a piece of wood along the grade, maybe a little more substantial, but.
What I do on mine is I have a fairly big mesh that goes around the whole thing, and then the bottom 2 feet, I have a fine, like a chicken wire mesh that I put on that on the inside, so the small critters
Right.
can't get through that.
Right. I was considering something like that and maybe trying to get it under the ground a little bit too.
Uh-huh.
We have a fair amount of moles in there.
Yeah, groundhogs.
Yeah, we have a big
Yeah.
one. Yeah, for sure. That's it. I mean,
All right. Anything else, members of the commission? Is there a motion?
So are you thinking you would switch to split rail, or do you like the plan you have?
we kind of like the style. That's the style we kind of settled on. Well, we didn't price out the other one. I mean,
I think the other one would be less expensive, actually.
The split rail you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
but
do
what's
have
proposed
some
is nicer.
materials already to work with for this one.
Well, there's a matter of appropriateness too. Would a split rail fence be as appropriate as what's been approved or been
No.
proposed?
No, I think what's proposed is better, more historically appropriate.
She thinks what would be better?
She thinks this is better.
This is better? Okay.
We're more appropriate.
I can go with that, I guess.
All right. Sorry.
Would be better.
Is there a motion then?
I move approval of the application for the fence, including the addition of mesh on the inside.
I'll second the motion.
All right. Motion second. Any further discussion, members of the commission? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations. Two
Thank
for
you.
two for tonight. All right, well, that concludes our action items. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the commission? Yes, sir.
Can you step up to the mic?
This is an observation. I'm not sure it was very clear to the applicant whether his original design was approved as stated or whether they have to
Yeah.
make changes.
It was approved.
I thought it was
Approved
clear.
as stated.
Right.
Because I walked away from it, it's like, mesh, you gotta do split rail, it's like, so, thank you.
Okay. All right, thanks, Mike. Seeing no one else, is there any other items that need to come before the commission? Mr. Mayor?
Hearing none, I will move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year.
Start.
Do that. 7 items.